Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Kim Wilson. I am a board certified nurse practitioner with 20 years nursing experience who is on her own weight loss journey of losing 113 pounds over the last approximately 20 months. And on this channel, we will be talking about all things weight loss, whether that be diet or food. I am not here to diagnose any kind of medical conditions, offer any kind of medical advice, or prescribe any medications. If you do hear something that you think is interesting or that may work for you, please contact your own medical provider, set up an appointment, and discuss those topics with them in person. I also am not endorsed by any product, nor am I endorsing any certain product, but I'm just bringing things to an audience that would hopefully help you in making some food selections in order to lose weight, and also just things that worked for me in general. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of things that you could do for a protein snack or even a whole meal. These are often a whole meal for me. One of the products that I have found recently in the last couple of weeks and I love are these char grilled shrimp bags. They are sold at Costco. I'm not sure where else you might be able to find them, but they are fully cooked. You just defrost them. They're in the freezer section, and for 3 ounces, which is usually about 9 or 10 pretty good sized shrimp, you are going to have a 110 calorie point reduction for that, only 1 carb, and 17 grams of protein. So you can eat these cold. They are already flavored, like I said, a char grilled flavor, or you can warm them up. I recently had a family get together and I thawed them and then put them in a crock pot and left them on warm, and we did them as warm shrimp. But if you don't want them by themselves, then I will often pair that with like a 0 carb wrap. Okay, so if you were going to put those shrimp on a wrap, it would be 1 wrap for 80 calories, 2 carbs, and 5 grams of protein. So if I am going to make a shrimp wrap, then that would cost me 100 calories, 1 carb, and 22 grams of protein, which is excellent. That's an excellent snack, whether you're trying to cut carbs, whether you're focusing on protein, or whether you're trying to reduce calories, and it meets all of those requirements. Other things I have done with the same shrimp would be to make a shrimp pasta. And yes, you can find pasta products that are not only lower in carbs, but have also added in protein. One of my favorite brands that actually taste like real pasta. If you've ever eaten a lower carb pasta, you may know what I'm talking about, but they can be very dense and chewy and not necessarily taste like pasta. But this Carb Diem brand, and they have pretty much spaghetti, fettuccine, penne pasta, any kind you can think of. I do get these at a local store here called Publix. I am not sure if you have that in your area, but if you were going to put the shrimp on pasta and wanted like a fettuccine sauce or Alfredo sauce, one of the ones out there on the market would be Rayo's Alfredo sauce. So if I was going to do the shrimp, again, the shrimp, and I was going to do it on a penne pasta with the Alfredo sauce, okay? So the pasta, if it would be a 3/4 cup serving for 110 calories, 16 carbs, and 8 grams of protein, which is great. And I was going to put the 1/4 cup of the Alfredo sauce on top, would cost me 100 calories, 2 carbs, 3 protein, and then add back in the shrimp that we talked about earlier for 3 ounces, 110 calories, 1 carb, 17 grams of protein. So for that meal, in order to get a shrimp Alfredo pasta, which normally you couldn't have on a diet or on healthier eating, that would add up to 320 calories, 19 carbs, which is great, and 28 grams of protein. And as we talked about in our last visit, aiming for that 100 to 120 grams of protein a day in order to keep your muscle mass. It keeps you full. It keeps your blood sugar from spiking, your glycemic index in check. And so getting that protein in your diet would be really important. If you go back and check out the last video on adding protein to your breakfast in the form of coffee or shake, you would have already had 30 to 35 grams of protein with that video, and now you're having your say your wrap for lunch. You would have gotten 22 grams of protein that way. You would have had your shrimp pasta for dinner. You would have gotten 28 grams of protein on that meal, and then maybe a snack or two in between that we will talk about on a future video would be low calorie, low carb, high protein snacks. So for now, I'll go ahead and sign off. Just wanted to bring you that little tidbit of information. Until next time, please like the video below and subscribe so you will be alerted when future videos come out. I'll try to do one every couple days to a week so we can explore other food products together. Please leave any comments down below. I'd be happy to respond to any of those personally. Until the next time, take care of yourself, be good to yourself, be good to others. And this is Kim Wilson signing off for this video.